All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special news for today from Bangladesh. Turkey, Bangladesh should form new cooperation fields. Turkish Cultural and Tourism Ministry has said Turkey and Bangladesh have opportunities and the two countries should form new cooperation fields. The bilateral economic and commercial relations can be strengthened. Mehmet Nuri Ersoy stressed at the 5th Bangladesh-Turkey Joint Economic Commission meeting in the capital Ankara Tuesday. The meeting, which was held after 4 years, has significant importance for accelerating bilateral trade and economic relations, he noted. And we have a special guest for this news. And he is the ambassador, Allama Siddiqui, the ambassador of Bangladesh to Turkey, and he is at the phone right now waiting for us. Thank you for joining to our program. And there are so many opportunities between Turkey and Bangladesh that should form new cooperation field. On your side, can you tell us about the opportunities?
Well, we have a bilateral relations which is brotherly and marked by warmth and friendly attitude. Both the sides actually have a lot of admiration and affection for the other. Issues that are preeminent in my understanding and we can do a lot better in are some trade issues. For example, we can trade much better than what we are doing now, and we have identified before and through this holding of the Joint Economic Commission the new fields of trade between our two sides. For example, much better in items and pharmaceutical devices. To give another example, we can do together fruitful activities in the field tourism infrastructure, as well as leather and leather industries. So these are the trade-related issues. On the question of cultural cooperation, we have been doing some of the activities on every year on regular basis, but we should be able to enhance it through sending of more bilateral, more cultural troops from Bangladesh to Turkey and from Turkey to Bangladesh. The promotion of sophisticated culture in both the countries, we can do a lot more together. In the field of defense, we are working together. It can be done better. In the fields of infrastructure development, Turkey is a world leader and Bangladesh is the fastest growing economy in the world. And Bangladesh has been doing a lot of mega projects, a lot of action of the systems of road, rail, and bridges, and also hospitals. So we invite us, guided government of Turkey, to be in our physical infrastructure development projects, competing with other companies from home, inside Bangladesh and from outside as well.
That's great. Mr. Ambassador, I have another question for you. How do you see the cultural relations between Turkey and Bangladesh?
Well, I always say these things to my Turkish friends whenever I get an opportunity that other than the major issue of faith, the countries are basically Muslim, say, both in common. Both of them are basically liberal in mind. They try to adhere to the interpretation of Islam. Both the hardworking, very pragmatic and practical. Both the peoples are resilient. So these are the cultural traits that Bangladesh and Turkey together.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for your great comments about these relations.
You are most welcome. Thank you for taking me on board.
Okay, Mr. Nazmul Islam, we heard about the ambassador of Bangladesh to Turkey. He said so many great things between the cooperation, Turkey and Bangladesh. What do you think about this cooperation relations?
Thank you, Mr. Janer. I also must, thanks to our ambassador, who are from Bangladesh to Turkey, Mr. Alamin Siddiqui, because this I want to mention something like because we are following like especially our embassy work last 3 to 4 years, in Turkey from so many perspective, especially as he was to ambassador, and he also fantastically said like the cooperation and between the Bangladesh and Turkey, and how the Bangladesh looks to the Turkey, and how from the mindset, especially there's the liberal mindset of the Turkish people and also the Bangladeshi people, there's the common things, even also the religious common things, and so many perspective. I mean, even to increase and to grow up those relations, the Bangladesh embassy, they make and also organize so many programs, especially the cultural program. This the Bangladesh is one of the most effective, and we can say like the most glorious country who lost their blood for the freedom. And in that case, the embassy in Bangladesh, they also arrange so many program. For example, like they arrange like a Victory Day program, or Liberation Day program. They have also there's so many festivals, like in that way the current the ambassador and also the Bangladesh increase the relations between the Turkey and Bangladesh. Even I think this if we look apart from this kind of relations, to look the very deep relations what Bangladesh and Turkey they have. If you remember in the time of Balkan War in 1913, even also in the war of Çanakkale. In that time, especially in that time, it was the India, Hindustan, that's what actually Turkey as usually know. And the most of the help what Turkey got, especially in the under the umbrella of Ottoman Empire, it comes actually from the this part of that time in Hindustan region. Now this is Bangladesh.
Yes.
If you're like normally, I just want to cite it one things. This in Turkey, unfortunately, most of the time it mentioned in somehow like it's come from Pakistan actually. But this before 1947, because there was no actually Pakistan, or there was no even also like the India. It was like according to the Turkish history and literature, it was actually Hindustan. And in that Hindustan, in that time of war, is as I mentioned, like the Çanakkale, Gallipoli War, and also the Balkan War, mostly the so many help it comes from the Bangladesh. Even if you remember, if you look the fight at Abdul Hamid, the first part of that series, there was a very fantastic things started, like to make the train line between the Hijaz to Turkey. Even also it will connect the Middle East, the all other countries to Turkey. In that time, the mostly the when it's filmed, it also shows something like this. The help comes from the Hindustan. Like now mostly we can say the three countries like Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. So the overall situation, if we looked at it, deep historical and deep relations between these two brotherly countries, as Mr. Ambassador of Bangladesh said very correctly about this issue, like the brotherly relations. Because this from Turkish side, they are always saying that the Kardeshulke, that's the brother countries.
Yes.
They always mention like to represent Bangladesh like this way. Even from Bangladesh side, they also respect Turkey accordingly. They also love Turkey accordingly, whatever it is, like the founder father of Turkey, or like current system, or anything, like the peoples of Bangladesh, they look like this way. And as I want to mention the more things, especially like because our ambassador already talked about the economy and also the cultural cooperation, but I must say something like a little bit the cultural and as I already mentioned about the historical deep relation. One thing I must note it, in if you remember the establishment of East Banka, in that time from Hindustan, there was 60,000 lira came from Hindustan area. Especially now in Turkish literature, it mentioned like it comes from Pakistan, unfortunately. But this historically it was actually come from this what we can say the west part, now the current Bangladesh, and that 60,000 lira. In that time it was really huge money.
Yes,
Even
yes.
I wrote one article on this issue, like the Turkey and South Asian countries like India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh cooperation and relations, especially from the bilateral perspective to the soft power. In that article, I try to summarize and try to organize this issue, like how this money and the relation grow up, and especially the emotion. Sometimes when we are looking to the international cooperation within the system of international community, we look something from the very much realistic perspective, and in that case we try to avoid emotion or maybe something from idealistic perspective. But if you look like Turkey-Bangladesh relation, it much more emotional relations and very lovely and brotherly relation, rather than to look on the realistic relations. For example, like as I mentioned, like in that time when this thing came to Turkey, and now in that time of the father of the Turkish nation, like Ataturk, he also established one of the part, it was given from that, he in this side the current Bangladesh, and it was expensive for to establish the Iş Bankası, the Turkish Iş Bankası. This is also one of the first time in the bank in Turkey. And these things I just want to mention. I feel like and I believe like it will be also used as a reference for future, to use like the relations between two nations. And the other things, in Bangladesh, this our poet, national poet Kazi Nazrul Islam. He has a very good poet. It's a poem on Ataturk. The Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. It's almost 120 sentences he wrote for Mustafa Kemal Ataturk. I want to mention, in that time, especially in Gandhipalli war, we were actually under British colony, as of course you know about this issue. And in that time, so many soldiers they took from our land. The Bangladesh, and our the national poet, he also came, and they came to the Singapore. If you even also look to the news, especially in the media and also some literature, it shows that when those soldiers came to the till the Singapore, they listen, they learn that this war, it was because in that time there was not this kind of media and available, anything. Nobody knows where is war is going. And the British, they took the soldiers and they took them and fight actually, try to fight actually for anyone, whoever their enemy. So they took the soldiers, and when the Muslim soldiers especially, they learned that this war is against the Ottoman Emperor. In that time it was actually under one umbrella, as we know. So they rejected. They said like, we will not fight against the Ottomans. And if you look to the history, even still it's available in internet, like in that time British, they killed so many Muslim soldiers in Singapore because they denied to fight against the Ottoman. And in that time our poet, national poet, he also is there, and he learned about the courageous movement, especially in the Izmir war, about this the founder of the nation. And when he back to the Bangladesh, he wrote this poem, like the name also, this is a Mustafa Kemal, this is the Kemal. And it's also available, and I think the Turkish people are almost they were very astonished when they saw this, that how the national poet of Bangladesh, he wrote one poet for the Turkey. And also recently, if we look the Turkey-Bangladesh relation, as we know that the news, it said, also our ambassador properly said, like yesterday there was a very great meeting between this Turkish counterpart with the Bangladeshi economy and finance minister, and they also agreed to take and to import some fruits, especially very, as I think that in Turkey is really not available, the fruit, mango, and also some other lychee, those kind of fruit which are not available in Turkey, and they will take and they will import those food from Turkey. Even also, if you go to the Elsu Waikiki or Cotton or like some other the marketplaces in Turkey, to buy shopping, if you look to the inside the jacket or anything, you will find the made in Bangladesh. And normally the Turkey, they are taking so many textile and garments products from Bangladesh. And in that case, if we look even also in data according to Anadolu agency, they shows like last year in 2018, the import-export relations between Turkey and Bangladesh, trade relation, it was almost 850 $58 million. And in that case, the Turkey, they export from Bangladesh, it's estimated almost $373 million. So it shows so much, even also in some extent it's better, it's much more good extent than Pakistan and Turkey, import-export or trade relations. So I think there's the Turkey and Bangladesh relation, they have a very great future, as our as Mr. Ambassador, he quoted very nicely. There's the relation and the future of Turkey-Bangladesh cooperation in so many fields. Not all, I think like the rather than the economy, trade, they have society-to-society relations, and also like cultural relations, and of course the trade as economy relation will be the highest purpose from Bangladesh and the Turkey cooperation. Even especially if you know the Turkey now, the Turkish, they have a very good looking to Bangladesh. Even Bangladesh, they have a very good looking to Turkey to increase this kind of these areas. And I feel like in future the Turkey-Bangladesh relation should actually look to the energy and technology related relation. Even Turkey may look or may think to open economic zone in Bangladesh, because for example in Bangladesh now, if you look like Japan or China, even also India, they have some specific economic zone, and they are thinking to invest in there. As Mr. Ambassador also said, that Bangladesh now is one of the economic tiger in Asia, and also especially South Asia. The Bangladesh economic growth is, of course, better than other South Asian countries in apart from the India, but it's almost now the growing. It shows like within 2013, it will also increase, and it will also extend it from the Indian the current GDP, and it's almost double from the Pakistan current GDP system. So overall, like the future of Bangladesh as a nation is really, they have a highly and so many opportunity based country, and in that case I think that Turkey should took this opportunity in economy and trade relations, and as I said also the culture and society relations, or like in a research field or academia, it will be also the very good option for making the Bangladesh and Turkey relations.
That's great what you're saying, because Turkey and Bangladesh has way back from the past, and the relations between Bangladesh and Turkey is great at the past, and I think it will be really good in the future.
I hope so. I hope so. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Islam.